So Jackie, I'll start again. How was that for you where, you know, in the peer kind of assessment of the course? I mean, did you learn anything or is there something that you want to know about?
It was very informative. What happens with me is, I get a lot of phone calls saying, you've had an accident and we've got a check for you.
Oh God, I hate those. Phone calls, you mean emails? They phone you? Oh yeah, the phone, oh yeah.
Yeah, phone calls.
Yeah, I know, I get it every day. I just ping them.
Yeah, that's why they was phone. But what happened with me a few months ago, my partner had gone to the shop and I get a phone call and an email saying that my partner's just been in an accident. So straight away, panic,
yeah, of course,
panic.
Of course.
And then I thought, no, I can't, it's only walked across Liverpool Street to the shop. So I just ended up putting the phone down, but then it was on my tablet, and he was like, you know, panic. And my son's like, Mum, it's just scam.
Yeah.
But I've only just learned how to do YouTube on my tablet, like Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger. I haven't got a clue. I don't even know how to send an email.
Wow.
So I think technology is...
Well, first you would need an email address to send an email.
I've got an email address.
Like a Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook.com.
Yeah, I've got an email. I just do not know how to... I don't even know how to work a computer.
Right.
We are here, Jackie, and we will make sure that will be just a distant memory. Yeah.
So what about, and YouTube, you said you just only learned how to do that, or?
About 12 months ago, just learned how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, so what are you watching on YouTube, like the type of stuff?
Pop videos, music.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're watching Vivo or something like that. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I was going to say he was watching porn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Music.
She's watching music. No, that's good. But yeah, so I mean, like, you know, even we do like and ask the people when we talk about living digital, we do ask people about what it is that they want to know more about, because it has to be that kind of feedback.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can do some of that. I mean, Kieran actually has his laptop with him today, and we could do some of that stuff with you. So what we would do is that we could do some of that stuff with you, all right. But also too is that we will create a podcast as well and everything. So in that, the structure of creating a podcast, so that way I'm not talking about it. What do we do first, Jamie? What do we do first? If we want to create a podcast, what do we do first? Kieran's chomping at the bit to answer the question, but give Jamie 5 more seconds. What's the first thing we do?
Make sure the cameras are angled in the right direction.
Kieran, what's the first thing we do?
Pick the topic.
Pick the topic, Jamie.
Pick the debate, Jamie.
You want a debate, don't you, Jamie? But we call it show noting.
Yeah.
Right? So back to me, Martin. So we call it show noting. So it's like what you do is it's 3 people, so it's a team. You just sit down and you discuss what you're passionate about. And then like, so somebody, you know, you agree that we're gonna talk about this particular subject. And then it's like, who's gonna moderate it? Usually the person who will moderate it would be the person who came up with the idea. The other 2 are, you know, a part of the discussion. But it don't have to be an antagonist. But that's Jamie's choice, and which is fun. But they shouldn't all be on the same page.
No.
So I think that's what he picked up about it, is that like, nobody wants to see parrots talk. Right? Meaning like everybody goes, yeah, we're all happy that we all believe this. You know, it's kind of like everybody has a particular viewpoint that shows their individuality. It's like what we talk about here is worldview. Everybody comes from a different place, so they all have a different experience. So what you're doing is you're providing that. So when the topic was say homelessness, you know, everybody has a different experience of homelessness. Whether they've been homeless, whether they know people who are homeless, whether they walk over homeless people, you know, all like different various aspect to it. But then when you have the topic, all topics have to have a what, Karen? A beginning.
And an end.
Middle and end.
Yeah.
Middle and end.
Yeah. Right? See, see, also too is, you know it, and they know it. It's just the fact that if you keep repeating it over and over again, it becomes automatic for when you leave and you go out and you do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, it's the simplicity of it all. It's not acting. It's not like I have to learn lines. Because I'm speaking from my heart, and I'm improvising my opinion in the discussion.
But it's important that you allow like 5 minutes or so for the planning. Otherwise you're going to be stumbling. Yeah.
But why?
Because you want it to come across. You want it to come across that you know what you're talking about, and not like
and run smoothly.
Run smoothly.
Run smoothly.
Yeah,
so like what happens is if nobody knows what the topic is and everybody's just randomly picking up. Now I'm not gonna make fun of Keith. I'm not gonna make fun of Keith. But what happened last week? So Kieran, what happened last week when your topic was talking about your going to college?
It kind of went off on a tangent with Keith rather than Margaret and Mary joining in as well.
Yeah, so with a 3-person panel, you want to make sure that everybody has somewhat of a sense of equal time in it. So when we
Balance.
And so when we shot it, right, you know, Keith, and it was curious. You got to be curious, this is the truth, but you share that curiosity. If you're going to ask a question, maybe the other person might want to ask that self-same question. So then he just bombarded Kieran with question after question, right? Didn't even really get a chance to answer it, right? And what about this? And what about that? What about that? You know? And then Margaret Mary had a smile on her face like this.
Well, she was doing nothing.
No. I mean, the smile was, I'm trying to show the drain. But she was perfect because that drain didn't turn into anger because she knew what?
I knew that was going on, and it's about the fact that when somebody's getting passionate about a subject, we do tend to, all of us, unless we learn not to, we are in that conversation and we just want to hear or say what it is that we want to say, and we forget everybody in the room.
Yeah.
However, I know that, and it's cool, but this is a platform to learn.
No, exactly. Yeah. Which is why we're evaluating.
Yeah.
Right there.
You want to take
but what the answer I was looking for was, what I often say to you guys is that when the cameras are on, you are always on. So that's the end. So you knew.
Well, I knew that.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You did good. You're thinking I'm saying you did bad. That's what I'm saying you did good. Because, like, even though it was going long, right? Like, I think Kieran could see it in me, right? Me and the camera guys. I was like, what's he doing? You know?
Yeah.
Is that, like, you knew you're on camera, so you kept your smile going.
And nodding when I agreed with the subject.
Exactly.
Yes, that's true.
That's what I mean. So when you're on the panel, you're always on. You can't start picking your nose. You can't look at your phone. You can't yawn. You can't do any of those different things, right? Because you're always on. That was my
I beg your pardon, yeah. Okay.
You know, and you did that expertly. You know, and this is what I like is that because some of the expert things that I've always commented people on, they're naturally doing. They probably wouldn't have done that before, but they know that they're on.
Yeah.
You know, you're on, and then, like, so you're polite, you're considerate, you know, you're understanding, but also, too, is the time focus. The time focus, so that way, it gets people to say, just make your point.
Yeah.
Just make your point, you know. Don't argue your point to the point where you're like, argue to the point that it creates a sense of imbalance.
How do you...
But don't continue the argument. I must be right. So my term is, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? You want to be happy. So that means, yes, I made my point that I believe I'm right on, but I know due to time, I can't belabor this point. No, you must understand. I am right about what I'm saying. You don't do that, and that's not what you've done, and that's what I'm trying to point out. Yeah, and everything. That really brings the focus back into the group. You know that a minute can really be a long time.
Yeah.
Sounds short. Right? Sounds short, but it can be a long time. So you have enough time to express what you think is a key point because you show noted it. I'm going to talk about this aspect. She doesn't know I'm going to say this. She's going to react. She's going to want to defend her part, right, which she should. But then the moderator also is there to make sure that, okay, back to the point, right? And stuff. So that makes sense, doesn't it? And the main thing is, it still becomes fun. If it's not fun, what's the point? But last thing I want to say is, it can be fun, but it also has to be informative. So I said to Kieran, like when Kieran was thinking about the topic of sports, I'm not a sports person, right? Some people aren't. That doesn't mean that people worldwide don't love sports. So I was thinking, what about sports could you talk about? You know, like, could you think that, well, the audience might not know, so how informative am I going to be? Am I going to be doing like a match of the day type of scenario? Am I going to be talking about my favorite team and why they're my favorite team? But if I'm talking about my favorite team, why they're my favorite team, you don't go down the list of the players. You know what I mean?
I know. On that day, I'm not interested in sport. But what I have become interested in is female football.
Right.
So when Salford and City.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've become interested in female football, and whenever the Manchester United and City are playing, I want to watch it, and I'm really interested in.
Do you watch it?
I do, only when there is matches, which is a long way from where it used to be. I wasn't interested. So that day, when the subject was about sport, I was thinking, oh shit, I know nothing about sport, only the fact that I hate swimming, definitely hate swimming, and actually I quite like female football. So I was dying to go. Well, I've been watching the female, and haven't they really done good? And England won the match, won the cup last year. Was it last year or the year before?
Right. So what?
But it doesn't matter because it was a learning curve, and what they were talking about, I was really interested in anyway.
Yeah. So Kieran, what do you know about female sports?
Really?
What's your opinion of it?
Another type of sport.
Nah, come on, look at that face. What's your opinion on it?
I think it's not.
Do you think girls should play football?
I think it's not publicised enough.
That's true.
I don't see what the problem with playing football is. But then there's that debate in football where like women referees. It's like a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't think they should have it, do they? So.
Yeah. But then the thing about it is, I think there's a podcast.
Yeah.
Because the point is that, I'm not trying to like put you in trouble, but it is real. You're a football fan. You know what I mean? And, you know, it is something that is new. You know, women football has been risen. Like, for me, I think it was like 99, the Olympics, when the girls got into the first time, the female soccer team, right? And that was, Americans don't give a crack about soccer, right? You call it football, but they call their American football. They don't give a crap. But those girls were so good in the Olympics that it brought soccer to America. But it is an interesting topic. And now you got like young women in different schools are now been applying to play football for their teams. And to play football for a unisexual way, not like it has to be a female team and stuff. So there are some places where girls are allowed to play with the boys in football. So I think it is a interesting topic to talk about. But then you see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to throw in something that is educational. Oh, I didn't know this, or I didn't know that, or I don't like this, or didn't like that. You know, so there is an interesting topic in there. Something.